You just walked through the door. You've been on your feet or staring at a screen for 8 hours, navigating the chaos of the day. You're exhausted, your brain feels like it's running on a low battery, and suddenly, you're standing in front of the open pantry. Before you've even taken your coat off, you're eating chips straight out of the bag or hovering over the fridge looking for a quick dopamine hit. In the wellness world, we call this the kitchen raid. For most people, this 1 hour between getting home and sitting down for dinner is where all their progress disappears. But here's the reality. This isn't a lack of willpower, and it isn't because you're a snacker. It is a specific biological event. If you want to block fat gain, you have to stop fighting your character and start managing your chemistry. Step 1, the 10-minute decompression chamber. The kitchen raid almost always happens because there is no transition between the high-stress work you and the relaxed home you. You carry the frantic energy of the day straight into the room where the food lives. The fix: you need a physical and mental buffer. Before you touch a single cabinet handle, you must implement a 10-minute transition. This is your decompression chamber. When you walk in, go directly to a bedroom or a quiet space, not the kitchen. Change your clothes, wash your face, or simply sit in silence for 10 minutes. This act signals to your nervous system that it is safe to downregulate. It allows your logic brain to reboot before you are faced with food choices. If you skip this step, you are walking into the kitchen in survival mode, and survival mode always chooses the chips. Step 2, the hydration speed bump. When you are mentally fatigued, your brain's signaling becomes noisy. One of the most common errors the brain makes during a stress crash is confusing thirst for hunger. You feel a vacuum-like sensation in your stomach that feels like starvation, but it's actually a cry for hydration and a physical fullness signal. The fix: before you eat a single bite of your evening snack or dinner, drink 16 to 20 ounces of water. Think of this as a physical speed bump. By distending the stomach wall with water, you send a mechanical signal to your brain saying, "The tank is being filled." This buys you about 5 to 10 minutes of clarity. It lowers the intensity of the emergency hunger, allowing you to make a rational choice about what to eat next rather than grabbing whatever is closest. Step 3, use bridge nutrients to stabilize. If you try to white-knuckle your way through the evening without eating anything, your body will eventually rebel, leading to a late-night binge that is even harder to stop. You need to bridge the gap between the 6 p.m. crash and your actual dinner. Your body is likely depleted of key minerals that were burned up during your high-stress day, specifically magnesium and zinc, which play huge roles in how your body manages insulin and hunger. When these are low, your cravings become erratic and loud. However, many people reach for the wrong tools here. They grab diet sodas or low-fat processed snacks that actually spike insulin and signal the body to store fat even faster. To truly block fat gain, you have to know which natural substances actually support your metabolism and which ones are just clever marketing. If you feel like you're doing everything right, but your body is still holding on to weight, you should check out our free guide, Natural Remedies for Losing Weight. It breaks down the specific herbs, minerals, and natural compounds that actually stabilize your blood sugar and quiet those emergency hunger signals, so you aren't fighting a losing battle against your own chemistry every night. Step 4, the protein first guardrail. If you find that you absolutely must munch on something while you're preparing dinner, you must follow the protein first rule. Simple carbohydrates, like crackers, bread, or fruit, digest almost instantly, causing a rapid insulin spike. Insulin is your primary fat storage hormone. When insulin is high, fat burning is effectively turned off. The fix: eat a small amount of emergency protein first. A hard-boiled egg, a few slices of turkey, or a small handful of walnuts will provide a steady, slow-release energy source. Because protein and fats take longer to digest, they don't cause that massive insulin surge. This guards your metabolism, keeping you in a state where you can still burn fat while you wait for your main meal. Step 5, environmental mastery. Your survival brain is highly visual. If it sees a bag of pretzels, it wants the pretzels. During a 6 p.m. crash, your ability to resist visual triggers is at its lowest point of the entire day. The fix: clear the line of sight. Any food that you consider a trigger food should be moved to a high shelf, placed in an opaque container, or moved to a different room entirely. If you have to get a step stool to reach the cookies, your logic brain has a few extra seconds to kick in and ask, is this actually what we want? By making the bad choices just slightly harder to reach, you significantly increase the chances of making a good choice. Why this blocks fat gain? Blocking fat gain isn't just about eating less. It's about managing when your fat storage hormones are active. By using the 10-minute transition and the hydration speed bump, you lower your overall stress response. Lower stress means lower cortisol. Lower cortisol means more stable blood sugar. Stable blood sugar means less insulin. When you manage the 6 p.m. window effectively, you prevent the massive calorie surplus that usually happens during a raid. More importantly, you keep your body in a metabolic state that is capable of utilizing stored fat for energy rather than constantly demanding new sugar. To sum up, the 6 p.m. kitchen raid is a biological trap, but it's one you can escape. Stop viewing it as a failure of character and start seeing it as a timing issue. Use your 10-minute buffer to transition out of work mode, hit the hydration speed bump to quiet the noise, and use the right bridge nutrients to stabilize your system. If you're ready to stop the guesswork and see the science behind natural metabolic support, don't forget to grab the free guide, Natural Remedies for Losing Weight. It's the roadmap to understanding how to work with your body's natural rhythms instead of against them. Take back your evening. Your body isn't broken. It's just waiting for a better plan. Give it 10 minutes of peace and 16 ounces of water and watch how quickly the emergency hunger fades away. If you liked the video, be sure to like, subscribe, and follow. And I'll see you in the next one.